Impossible Man is a very strange character. I'm not one for random theories, but DC has hinted at Mixie and Impossible Man being the same being, even though they're two different companies. Marvel and DC are two different companies, but yeah, even as going as far as mentioning the Fantastic New Friends, like implying the Fantastic Four, then pops like this, got the colors of Impossible Man right here and everything, and then they both are both gaggy type or troll type characters too. Notice how Impossible Man's theme is pop and that DC Comics said pop. You know, it's just stuff like that you got to pay attention to. Marvel and DC need to stop playing and just merge their multiverses together and make it like one mega omniverse or something. Impossible Man kind of reminds me of Marvel's version of The Mask or a gag type character. His name Impossible Man is so fitting. Reminds me of Mixie from DC Comics. This guy can pretty much do whatever the heck he feels like doing. He comes from a planet called Pop, gets bored with all the dangers. In fact, their planet was so dangerous that the evolutionary process are so swift that we can change ourselves into anything in order to survive the menaces which constantly attack us, like on some doomsday on crack type stuff. The Fantastic Four pretty much compare the Earth's evolution on being able to walk properly, but in theirs, their harsh environments made them be able to pretty much do anything, to have to adapt to the harsh environment they lived in a split second at that. The way he reached their planet was just becoming a self-powered spaceship at that. So his planet was so dangerous, he pretty much became a gag because he can adapt to everything because his planet's so dangerous. Impossible Man, bro. He takes the term hive mind to a whole nother level because his entire species is like literally one, because they evolved to the point where they knew what each other thought. So it's like they're all in one. There's no point in asking nobody's name because everybody knows the answer to every question. A community brain. So why do we need millions of us when they're all the same person? Me, the whole species in them. Thanks to this effect of how his planet works and how everybody's just a hive mind, Galactus ate his planet and it kind of poisoned him, and which is how he was able to do so. But yeah, he can turn himself to a whole bunch of different toys. Even if the toys get vaporized, it's like he can just turn off damage to where it didn't really affect him. Turned into the Impossible Woman so he won't be so lonely, I guess. Even made several children to grow his family because the duplicates all have the same mind but different personalities. He even added a dog. The duplicates are pretty much him or extensions of him, so they can transform the big stuff too. Can you imagine this dude being like an actual serious villain? We'd have to call Infinity and Oblivion. But if he wants to, he can create 9 billion unique beings. But how strong are we talking? Well, he turned into something where the elephant couldn't stop when Spider-Man had trouble with it. Seems to have pretty much super strength if he feels like it. Like plays golf, like got it that big. He can play golf with buildings, yo. Look how huge he can get. Even characters like Kingpin, he turns into a giant bowling ball to hit him out of the way. So he's stronger than Super Soldier tier. This dude said, let me just become a Spider-Man villain and break stuff. Like multiple Spider-Man villains at the same time, bro. Let me punch you away. Can collide with him and destroy a dock in the process. This dude punched the Molecule Man and claw away, bro. Turns his fist into Thor's hammer, shape-shifting stuff. Knocking the thing through a wall. Dude doesn't even flinch when the Hulk punches him because he's gaggy. Asgardian type beings like Volstagg flatten him, literally like a cartoon character and does no damage. Going through skyscrapers is nothing to him when he's giant. Of course, gunfire is nothing for somebody like him, turned into like literally a bulletproof shield. There does seem to be limits to his gagginess. Like the one time he claimed that nothing's impossible for Impossible Man. This was during the Chaos King stuff, but he got actually overwhelmed in this particular occasion. But he's immune to Doctor Strange's sleeping spell. But of course other spells work on him though. Surprise attacks from beings on the level of Molecule Man though can actually knock him out, but he does recover from it. But then he adapts even more to where he becomes immune to even Molecule Man's molecule manipulation, bruh. This dude just adapted to Molecule Man. We're all doomed. That dude can blast away multiverses, but that's none of my business. Professor X has trouble reading his mind, suffers a blowback, attempting to hypnotize this guy. It's pretty much useless even though he failed and he's okay. Has ridiculous regeneration, can recover from liquid or vapor type stuff and just pop back up. While he was literally ice, he was smashed into pieces. The pieces themselves just turn alive into duplicates. Even if Sue destroys portions of his body, he can just make duplicates. Dude can just become giant and become a giant monster and just fight a helicarrier if he felt like it, because why the heck not? And he can also give himself cannons and all that fun stuff, because why not? Turns his body into organic ice. He tries to burn him or melt him. That ain't gonna cut it. He can turn into stuff that makes Claw's attacks useless. Yeah, you can catch him off guard, but if he's on guard, he pretty much can't be harmed at all. Even nothing Johnny can do is pointless. I guess there is limits on what Rogue can absorb because she tried to absorb his power once. It creates backlash that knocks her out. It's implied that she was sucking his life force away, but he just had to actually act and get her off of her. So one in theory saying Rogue probably could do it if he allowed it. And if he wants to, he can just avoid attacks of all kinds. I mean, realistically speaking, you ain't gonna hit him if he don't want to be hit. I mean, just look how he can weave through all these blasts like trolling, playing with all these heroes, making holes in his body to avoid the thing's punches. Couldn't he give himself teleportation? But yeah, he seems to be ridiculously fast. He can just travel real fast to get something and then come back. He's even so crazy. He can keep up with pretty much anybody and even sneak up on characters like Hamdo. Travels at light speed, like lightweight to like, like bro, what? 1/3 less energy efficient than traveling at the speed of light. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, he can just travel at light speed if he feels like it too. He can pop up in Latveria real quick and then pop up at another location so fast that Doom thought that's impossible. This guy can even travel several thousand light years in a few minutes, bro. Do I really have to go over all the different things he can shapeshift into? I mean, he can stretch his neck, become a slide, become a tripwire, a plane, then turn into a weight that crushes a car, becomes web, like trolling to be Spider-Man. Makes his body slippery so Spider-Man can't web him. A piece of paper can create a golden egg out of the blue. There's one of the heaviest substances in the galaxies, so the thing can't even lift him. Flowers, thorns, Spider-Mobile in a jet, helicopter to a whole bunch of planes, massive spaceship, flying carpet, flying saucer, air balloon, jet, you name it. Turns into a fantastic car to carry Thundra, 3 flying surfboards, a squirt gun, water balloon, punching bag first and then into water. Water to get rid of Johnny's flames, or a water hose, no flames for you, Johnny, or a plastic bag of water to get rid of Johnny's flame. Can turn into a tornado to destroy buildings, like huge tornado. Becomes a giant can of mace, odorless gas so he can enter the Baxter building with no issues because it has crazy security, so he had to do that. Seriously, why does this guy like becoming balloons? No, seriously, he's always doing that, but yeah. Turns into a monkey, assuming he can turn into dinosaurs to carry passengers. Turning into a dog. This is a big car-sized turkey. Snake, bat, bird, skunk, and an elephant. A fly, perfect for spying. Becomes Dr. Doom's cape. Literally became Sue Storm's dress. Glasses, towel, hat, a bunch of hats. Turns into a power generator, turns into a crane, giant scissors to cut up web, musical instruments, mimicking the president, becomes George Washington. I guess his only real limitation is that he can't change his color, but here he can turn into red and yellow chicken. Yeah, that was just an inconsistency. He can decide to shrink really small to subatomic. Hey, that's Astro Boy. Turns into liquid so he can enter Doom's armor. Bruh, is trolling him hard, creating entertainment. Dude is literally touring his armor, bruh. Are you kidding? And he's as small as a fly here to make Hulk punch himself. Imitating the Wasp. Shrinks to crawl under a bank vault door. Then he can become really big and intimidating, even pretending to be King Kong. Imitates Galactus and Godzilla by becoming the size of buildings. Yo, this dude literally turned into Galactus. That's scary. Not to mention he can create a multitude of weapons like turning into buzzsaw, chair, and a whip to make lions chill out, Captain America's shield and Iron Man repulsors. Not only can he turn into bombs, but he can turn into bombs that's strong enough to knock out powerhouses like the Thing. And if people like Cable need guns, he can turn into the gun. He can turn his fingers to form into a form of molecular combiner, turns his hand into a ray gun, and made Hulk and Red Hulk do the fusion technique and merge them to one being. Surrounds Silver Surfer to launch him out like a cannon, launching him through a boulder. I mean, we've already seen him be able to knock out powerhouses like the Thing, so the fact that he can like duplicate their powers to a T and fight the whole squad and actually have their ability, he's literally like a tough foe for them. I mean, he did imitate Wasp's Sting Blast. This guy mimicked Thanos to shoot stuff out of the air, pretending to be Magneto and use his abilities. It's like he's pretending to be him and then he still can do their abilities or skills or whatever. He said, Claw, let me just do what you can do and just make constructs of pure sound. Got Eye Blast by pretending to be Cyclops. He can go to a building and become the entire floor if he wishes. Can create energy blasts. Can randomly make a meteor shower. Can create reality-bending energy portals because why the heck not? He got some super awareness where he can sense temporal anomalies. Can just spy on characters like the Silver Surfer on some cosmic ghost type stuff from a distance. Then just pops up right next to him because he can. And yeah, like I said, he can teleport. He teleported the whole X-Mansion away, by the way. I don't know if Marvel and DC are trying to confuse us or they're just poking fun at us, but one can argue that Mixus Pitiless and Impossible Man are the same being, but he's just hopping from a different omniverse to another omniverse because Because when you look at a comic like Superman 1987, number 50, why are characters like Mixie in this comic book? And why does he look awfully a lot like Impossible Man, my dude, with the different colors and everything? I mean, he kind of got the same type of personality and jokey nature. He even goes as far as saying, I'm having fun with my fantastic new friend and my old ex-friend, Lex Luthor. Like, bruh, what? Like, what's Pop? And it got the little logo Pop. Like, that's the move he does every time he does something crazy. Also hinting at the Fantastic Four. You know what I mean? Like, What are they trying to say? But yeah. But how strong do you think Impossible Man is? Do you think he's similar to Mixie? He seems like a troll type character. He's one of those characters like the Mask, Mixie, troll type of super overpowered characters that you can't really take seriously in the story because they're kind of like a gag. But that's none of my business. Like, he's literally named Impossible Man. One could say he could be like, his full potential could be like on some Molecule Man type stuff when you say, but what do you guys think? I also got to give a quick shout out to everybody that has taken the time to donate to the channel. It really helps out a lot, believe it or not. Respect the Impossible Man, his goofball self. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.